So as if dealing with Charlie Kirk's death wasn't enough, we have a bunch of idiots going around operating like they're proud that somebody do what they did, and Charlie Kirk no longer here with us. People tend to forget that the internet here forever, and the shit that you do on the internet could reach so much people that it could jeopardize what you have going on or what you have coming to you. And let me go over some of them instances, because boy, I enjoy the way that these people tower crumble under their feet when they realize that actions have consequences. Let me show you just how bad it is. So here, the first video we're going to talk about is this college student. You can see the description. A woke college student at Texas Tech mocks Charlie Kirk's death. And listen to exactly what this woman said.
Yo, homie dead. Yo, homie dead. He got shot in the head. Yo, homie dead. Yep, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
It is. It is real. And look at it. You don't know where the real hair stop and the fake hair start. I mean, you do know, but I just say, like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand these people, right? Celebrating the death as somebody who did nothing to you but say something that you don't like. You had to admit, right, that these people come up with something that they like to call cancel culture. They're responsible for cancel culture, right? So since they're responsible for cancel culture, they feel that they're exempt from the responsibilities or the accountability that come with cancel culture. Well, let me go over something and show you how cancel culture is actually work, even for the people involved with it.
Texas Tech University confirms that a student who was arrested for misdemeanor assault after mocking Kirk's death is no longer enrolled at the school.
Whoops. Wait. I didn't hear that properly. Let me hear back that again.
Texas Tech University confirms that a student who was arrested for misdemeanor assault after mocking Kirk's death is no longer enrolled at the school. The incident happened in what's described as a free speech zone.
So you see, free speech comes with responsibility. Free speech just don't mean that you could go around saying what you want to say. Free speech comes with responsibility. And when you want to draw the comparison that Charlie was expressing his freedom of speech, and you just want to do the same thing, there are certain responsibilities that come with that. What Charlie was doing was having an open debate on a difference of opinion between people, two opposing sides. So he would talk to people and try to understand why they think that way. This is not what you're asking for. Look at this. Look at this behavior.
Yo, homie dead. Yo, homie dead. He got shot in the head. Yo, homie dead.
That's not freedom of speech. That is not freedom of speech. That is hate speech. There's a difference. Freedom of speech is what Charlie was doing when he was asking people to come. Let me have a debate. Let me and you talk about this and figure out why we have opposing ideas or opposing views. You would think, right? You would think, hey, she is a teenager from college and she probably don't know better. You're young, you get radicalized, you could change your mind and them kind of things. But it have big idiots, dog. Like big idiots, dummies, who doing the same thing. And famous people. You're talking about Jimmy Kimmel, right? This is a man who's supposed to be a comedian. That is his career. That is his job description, right? Jimmy Kimmel is a comedian. Never make me laugh, but apparently he's a comedian. When you start to mix your personal political beliefs into your comedy time or your comedy show, what are you really doing? If you're making broad accusation or broad judgment across the board is one thing. But listen to what Jimmy Kimmel had to say.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they...
It's always that, right? It's always one of them, one of you, one of we, one of whoever. There's always a separation thing, right? Because that is how they see themselves. That is how Jimmy Kimmel and these group of people see themselves as something special, as not part of a nation, as not part of a community. They have their own special community and that is what them want. And everybody in that community pushing one head and believe the same thing, no matter how dirty shit is.
Can to score political points from it.
And look what happened. And I'm glad that they do this. They make this graphic in front of his Hollywood star. Because that is the level that you are at. You have a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. You get a star for politics, you get a star for comedy. I can't understand exactly why, but apparently some people find you funny. Too bad. Right?
We were just about to walk in. Interestingly enough, they waited to pull the plug on this right as the studio audience was about to walk in. It wasn't like...
So they wait for everybody to come to work the next day, wait for the audience members to sit down, and then they went and tell them, hey, what's going on? No. That is it for you. The show done. But I could tell, just by watching at this guy here, right, that he on Jimmy Kimmel's side. He feel that he say nothing wrong. I could bet you that.
Like this morning or last night, they waited for everyone to come into work today, you know. They didn't tell us what had happened. They just said that the show was canceled. Initially, my concern was, you know, I hope everyone's okay, no one got injured. As they told us the show was being canceled, at the same time online, they announced that it was indefinitely, which we can probably assume is forever.
It is forever. It's not coming back. Thank God.
Taken off the air because of certain comments that were made, which I was not aware of. And
Alright? So far, he wasn't aware of the comments, right? He wasn't aware of the comments. Let me see, when he find out what the comments are, what his reaction will be like.
And I went to go look to see what those comments were, and they didn't really seem to justify, you know, the means. You know, it seemed to be a bit extreme.
It seemed to be a bit extreme. Which part exactly? Trying to understand. Which part seemed to be a little extreme? The part that a man literally died for saying words? Or the part that a man was laughing at the fact that a man died for saying words and his show get cancelled? Which part of that you can't believe? It was too extreme. To me, it was the fact that a man died for saying something that he believed in. What Jimmy Kimmel facing is the accountability, the repercussions of your actions. You don't mock somebody death. We have people like Jeffree Star who coming out and literally telling these people they're doing the wrong thing, and they want to turn their back on this person now. They want to try and cancel Jeffree Star, even though Jeffree Star is of the same. I don't want to class him in that same bracket, but you understand where I'm coming from.
Activate. Now is the time to get together. Now is the time.
Jesus Christ. They have a look, eh? They have a look. Like, all these people who on this side of the fence, they have a look. I mean, Jesus Christ. Why? Somebody tell me why. This grown ass man in shorts and flip-flops with a poodle in his hand on the Hollywood show. He must be saying something very important, right? That is what you think. But then you turn to the left, well, his right, and you see the sign, and the guy holding the sign. So it seemed like they just pay he $5 off the street to come here, come and hold the sign for me. Why these people just do these things for? Like what exactly you try? Look at what the sign is saying, right? Jimmy Kimmel states Trump must go now. Because Jimmy Kimmel has done so much for the American people with his amazing comedy styles of being comedic and funny in his own manner and way, right? Jimmy Kimmel, yeah. What the hell wrong with these people, right?
Now is the time to get together. Now is the time to find people that are just like you, who feel the same, and join with them and drag them along tomorrow, 4:30, right here. Be in protest, standing.
Why they just always say the same thing and they don't realize it, right? They don't realize it that they're radicalizing their own people to do this thing. The guy who committed the murder, he was raised in a good household, but he get radicalized. He had a trans boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you want to call them. I think that he had one of them people who he was in a relationship with. And where he get these ideas from? You ever think about that? You ever hear anybody on this side of the fence talking like this? Or talking about the other side like that? I will listen to the words that these people say.
Now's the time to get together. Now's the time to find people that are just like you, who feel the same, and join with them and drag them along tomorrow, 4:30, right here. Be in protest, standing with Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel.
That's not radicalization. Like, if you are a young person, a young man or a young woman, and your mind fresh, you don't know which way to go, and you know young people have this tendency that they don't have control of their emotions, so they have a lot of feelings that they don't understand, and a lot of time they try to extend that empathy beyond their own reach or beyond their own means, meaning they're talking about the Middle Eastern countries, they're talking about countries in my region, like in the Caribbean, they're talking about, and you wouldn't say why we can't fix our own country. That is the biggest problem I have with where I live in right now. We're so caught up in everybody else's business that we can't fix what's going on home. And this is what Donald Trump pushing for. I am a man from the Caribbean, living in Trinidad. And I could tell you that what he's doing is trying to look for the best interests of the American people. And they have a problem with that. Why? Because they want to bring a bunch of people like me, who looking like me, to come in your country illegally. Right now, Trinidad get flooded out with Venezuelans, right? And Maduro want to bomb us. Half of Maduro country living in Trinidad right now, but he's sending threats to us because the US blowing up his boats that peddling drugs throughout the whole world. And they wouldn't believe that people in Trinidad have a problem with that. People in Trinidad want to side with Maduro. It's just like this. It's just like this. It makes no sense. None whatsoever. None. Like, what going through these people's mind?
And go after anybody that is opposing them.
And you hear that statement that it is make?
Standing
To go
with
after
Jimmy
people?
Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel.
And go after anybody that is opposing them.
That is the radicalization that people talking about. This is what they keep doing, and that is why this guy write all these things, are the same things that they're saying on the ammunition that he used. That is why. And what Jimmy Kimmel say? Jimmy Kimmel say that everybody playing the politics game. What he playing?
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing...
One of who? He had all their sayings, all their slogans, everything that they hear the people who was chanting about protest after this clip, everything that they were saying, he had it written down on the ammunition that he was using. He had a trans relationship. I don't know how to call it, right? He had with a trans person. He was so radicalized that his own father made the call. His father called in and tell the police exactly who it is and what he do and what he suspect him of, and tell him exactly where to find him. But Jimmy Kimmel, with the fat ass, want to make these kind of statements.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
And it's damn good. It is damn good that he get cancelled. I am 100% sure that that show was only pandering to a certain type of people and wasn't even making the kind of views or the kind of audience retention that it needed. And it was just looking for an excuse, and this was the excuse. So good riddance. So I do like to laugh at people's misery, but when it's misery that you pursue yourself, that you chase after, and you demand to get, you look for it. And I'm happy for you. Stay fired. Stay expelled. And now, try to apply for a job or apply for college somewhere else, and when they ask you why you leave your previous job, don't leave that space blank. put exactly what you do. You all do that to yourself. You put your symbol on the internet somewhere that will never come off. And people will forever remember you for that. Just like how people will forever remember Charlie for the things that he said, the people's lives that he changed. This is the way that people will always remember you. I mean, I was never a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel to begin with, but to know that he's this kind of person, it warms my heart to know that he can be on TV influencing other people like you. It really does. It really does. There's a whole lot of people who get fired, a whole lot of people who get expelled. I'm going to look for some more videos and I'm going to get them to you. I'm going to show you exactly what happened, and we're going to laugh at them together because they deserve it. And I'll see everybody in the next one. I know it was a long time coming, but for them followers reviews, it's Jeremy. I'm back again, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Later.